Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing corned beef and cabbage in the Lodge 7-quart Dutch oven that I restored using electrolysis. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put a link down here below, so go check it out. So we're going to be doing the corned beef and cabbage today in this, and I did it previously on St. Patrick's Day. Today's not St. Patrick's Day, but I guess it doesn't matter, right? It's a good dish. So I'm going to be doing it, I tested out a recipe and doing it in the Dutch oven previously on St. Patrick's Day. Today I'm going to be doing it, when I did it before, I kind of baked it in the oven. I just put everything in and baked it in the oven. Today I'm going to be trying out a new method, which is cooking it on the stovetop here. It tends to cook a little bit faster in this Dutch oven than what the instructions say on the outside of the package, because Dutch ovens are so much more, heat efficient, and I actually think the weight of this lid actually helps to build up a little bit more steam pressure in here. So it's almost, my theory is it's a little bit like a pressure cooker with a very small amount of pressure that builds up in there, because it takes this lid's so heavy, it takes a lot more steam to sort of seep out, right? To lift it up a little bit so the steam can seep out. That's my theory anyways. It cooks really quick in this, about 2 hours for the corned beef and cabbage. So let's go through and throw everything in. I'll show you how to do it. Here's a little tip for you. If you are storing your Dutch ovens, put a rag or a paper towel, kind of fold it up to where it's a little bit thick in between your lid and the actual Dutch oven. That will help any moisture from building up in there, and it'll just kind of let the air circulate around in there so you don't get any moisture buildup or rust. There's a little tip for when you're storing or not cooking with your Dutch ovens. Let's get started. So let's start off by putting our 2 3/4 pound corned beef in there. And if you get the corned beef, it usually comes with this little seasoning packet that I also like to put in there. And this Dutch oven is so big that this corned beef looks probably small in there, but that's okay. We're going to throw in our onion. I'm going to throw in a bag of baby carrots here. Now you can use fresh garlic cloves if you want, but I'm just going to scoop in some minced garlic here. Just a little bit. This just makes the whole process easier. This corned beef is really easy to do. You just throw everything in there and let it simmer, so I'm just making it as easy as possible. Next we're going to add some water, just fill it up to where it's covering. Okay, so about 2.5 3 quarts of water for this one. And what I'm going to do is turn the fire on to a simmer and put the lid back on, and I'll let it simmer for about almost 3 hours. So once that's done simmering, we're going to do our potatoes and cabbage next. Okay, it's been a little bit over 2 hours now, and I'm going to go ahead and check it. Smells good. I'm going to check the tenderness with a fork. It feels pretty tender, so I think I'm at the point now where we're ready to add our potatoes. Okay, so that's about 7 potatoes, I think. I'm going to let these cook for another 30 minutes and chop up the cabbage. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Let's see if the potatoes are done. Yep, they feel nice. Nice and tender. So let's go ahead. The last part of this is we're going to throw the cabbage in on top. Okay, now it's not fully submerged, but that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and throw the lid back on and let this simmer for another 20 minutes or so. Alright, so the cabbage has been in there, and it should be done now. Oh yeah. Feels nice and tender, but still a little bit crunchy. So let's pull the meat out and let it rest before we cut it, and then we'll take the vegetables out. So there's the meat there. We'll let it rest for just a little bit before we cut it. And then the rest of this we'll take out and put it in a separate container. Alright, I've scooped out the veggies and they look delicious. So let's cut up the meat. When you cut the corned beef, you want to go against the grain. So if you go with the grain, it'll just kind of flake apart. So we want to go against the grain here. Alright, well here it is all plated up, and everything tastes delicious. The beef's cooked good and all the vegetables are cooked good. So that's the corned beef and cabbage in the Lodge Dutch oven cast iron that I redid with my electrolysis. Thanks.